Blue Gun Park, Australia. I'm fixing up the tow point on my mower, which I use quite a lot around the place to tow potting mix and tools around the place. So the old hole's pulled through, which is not unusual because we use it so much. So as every good shed should, there's always a pile of little offcuts of steel. So I'm delving into my little pile to find a bit of steel. So I find a bit of 50x6 flat, which I'm going to show you here in a second. There you go. So a bit of offcut, which is going to be perfect for my tow couple. I do apologise for the shake in the camera. I thought I'd try moving the camera around to see what I'm doing. My hands do shake a little bit. I can't help that, unfortunately. I do apologise, but it sort of makes it a little bit more interesting. So as you can see, my bench is filthy. So with a magic of video, that's now tidy, and I'm into trimming it off to the right length. And now I'm going to get my little set square out, which measures 45s and 90-degree angles, and I'm going to cut two 45s on the corners there to make it nice and round. Eventually I'm going to put it on the bench grinder and round it off. You can hear Speedy the quail in the background. He's a very boisterous little thing. There's Jim the helper coming through. He's sitting on the mower in the background watching. You see the shadow there as he's watching me do me thing. So here we are, we're just cutting the 45s on it so we can round it off a bit more and make it a nice smooth so we don't shin ourselves on the mower when we walk around the back. So that's that there. Now I'm going to drill a hole for the tow coupling to hook into. So I'm going to mark it with the set square so it's nice and centre. Nothing worse than an off-centre hole. Now to do the hole, I want 12mm hole, so I'm going to use 3 drills. So it's a small drill as a pilot, around about a 5 or 6mm drill, then about a 10, and then a 12mm drill. So it's called progressively drilling. So I'm going to use a centre punch here to locate the centre of my hole. So if you don't do this when you go to drill with a pilot drill, a small drill, it might wander off and you won't get your hole centre. So you always do a little centre punch there, and you go through with a small drill. When I go for the bigger drills, I'm going to use a little bit of cutting fluid, or WD-40 in this case, just to keep the drill cool and to help it slide through and cut nice and cleanly through the hole. So just going to do that now, so it makes it nice and clean hole. So there you go, a bit of WD there. Away we go. Now in this video here, when I do the welding, I actually got the camera inside the welding helmet so you can see what we see when we weld. So going for the big drill, so as you can see, when you progressively drill a hole, it's much easier and you get a much nicer hole. Now once we've done that, away we go. So I'm going to hit her on the bench grinder here now and smooth it all off. Now when you're using a bench grinder, you'll notice I'm not wearing gloves. You shouldn't wear gloves on a bench grinder because the glove can get caught in that wheel and pull your fingers into it, which won't, and very well can, quite bad injuries. So you never use gloves on a bench grinder. Now I'm just removing all the sharp edges, all the burrs, rounding it off so it's all nice and smooth. So if I do kick my shin on it, I'm going to get a bruise and not a cut. So worst thing, just a bruise. Now I'm going to show you the weld here in a minute, and the gauges. So when you do MIG welding, which is metal inert gas welding, which is what I'm using, or glue gun as some people call it, you run about 11 to 12 litres of Argo Shield or gas when you're welding. So you'll see here in a minute there'll be 2 gauges, so that's just sitting there nice ready to go. One on the left tells you how much is in the bottle, the one on the right is how many litres per second, so you can adjust that with your regulator. So you adjust that up to about 11, 12 litres per minute. And then 15 amp plug for this welder, so the earth pin is bigger, that's a big fat one. So now I've got the wire speed, there's a big dial on the right, and the voltage at the top. So you generally have 50-50, so half your voltage, half your wire speed, and you should get a sound like bacon and eggs frying in a pan if it's right. And just adjust it a little bit. Now this is with the camera inside my helmet, so you can actually see what the welder sees when you're working. So you need pretty good eyes, so I wear my reading glasses when I do this so I can see exactly what I'm doing to get a decent weld. So that's what a welder sees when he's welding with the helmet on. That's what they see through, not very much at all. You can only just see the arc and not much else, so you've got to concentrate and look very closely on that. So yeah, then I'll do the other side. as done. So just a quick little video on repairing the repairing the mower, so I can get back and do some pruning in the orchard. So thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.